Hamilton changed teams. He changed cars. But now, he might be writing the comeback chapter Ferrari fans have been dreaming of. Lewis Hamilton just delivered his strongest drive yet in red, and says he's finally cracked the code to mastering his Ferrari. This isn't just about a P5 finish in Bahrain. This is about momentum, mindset, and the moment a 7-time world champion felt everything click. And if what Hamilton says is true, the rest of the grid better get ready. Subscribe right now, because if Ferrari and Lewis are finally in sync, this season could erupt into something special. Hamilton came from 9th on the grid in Bahrain to finish in 5th. His highest finish of the season for Ferrari. But let's be real, this wasn't just any race result. This was a statement. It wasn't perfect, but it showed growth. It showed Hamilton still has the grit and determination to push forward after years of dominance at Mercedes. He said, "I think I figured out how the car likes to drive." In just one sentence, Hamilton hinted at something huge, a breakthrough that could shift the balance of Ferrari's season, and maybe the whole championship. If you've been following this historic move from Mercedes to Ferrari, you know how big this moment is. And if you're an F1 fan who lives for comebacks, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing F1 community, because the Lewis Ferrari story is only just beginning. Let's get into it. Heading into Bahrain, the pressure on Hamilton was intense. He had a tough qualifying, position 9, nearly a full second off pole. After the session, he didn't sugarcoat it. He said he was not doing the job. He apologized to Ferrari engineers and fans, and to be honest, it looked like just another chapter in a frustrating transition to red. But then Sunday arrived. Lewis delivered a masterclass in racecraft, overtaking Max Verstappen, gaining 4 positions, and finishing P5. And most importantly, looking like the Hamilton we all know. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur wasn't just impressed, he was encouraged. He said Hamilton's race pace was right there with George Russell, Lando Norris, and even Oscar Piastri. And when you dive into the numbers, he's right. Despite starting down in 9th, Hamilton's overall race time wasn't far off the podium contenders. That's not just a bounce back, that's a warning shot. But here's the real headline. Hamilton says Bahrain was different. Something clicked. As he put it, "I think I figured out how the car likes to drive." Now, that may sound simple, but it's not. For a driver like Lewis Hamilton, spent 12 years mastering one car philosophy, switching to something entirely different is like rewriting muscle memory. He explained how the Ferrari demands a unique driving style, from braking to balance to how it uses engine braking, which he's never relied on before. Different systems, different instincts. He's not just adjusting, he's learning a whole new way to race. That kind of transparency from Hamilton tells us just how deep this adaptation goes. One of the most surprising technical nuggets? Engine braking. At Mercedes, Hamilton barely used it. But in the Ferrari, it's crucial, affecting how he enters corners, how the car rotates, and even how the tires hold up. That's not just a small adjustment, it's a completely different approach to car control. That's the kind of detail that shows how deep Hamilton is digging to get on top of this machine. If you're loving this level of F1 breakdown, do us a favor. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your Saudi GP prediction, and subscribe for more deep dives every week. Hamilton's story at Ferrari is just warming up. So, what's changed? Lewis admitted something interesting. For weeks, he'd been trying to drive the Ferrari like he drove the Mercedes. But this car, it's not built for that. He revealed that Charles Leclerc tends to choose a setup and stick with it all weekend, while Hamilton has been experimenting too much, changing settings constantly. In Bahrain, he took a different approach. He got closer to Charles's setup. He simplified his own process. And the result? His strongest race yet. He even said, "I've got to just make it easier for myself. I'm doing it all the hard way at the moment." That level of honesty, that willingness to evolve mid-season, that's exactly what separates the good from the great. Fred Vasseur's support has also been key. He pointed out how, in Q1 and Q2, Lewis was only a tenth or so off Charles. But in Q3, his first lap got deleted. His second had a mistake. And in this hyper-competitive field, that's all it takes to drop from P4 to P9. Vasseur nailed it. With the field we have now, if you miss 2 or 3 tenths, you lose 3 or 4 positions. That's the reality of F1 in 2025. A grid so tight, one tiny misstep can cost everything. Still, Hamilton delivered on Sunday. Resilience, strategy, class. And this is why Ferrari signed him. Behind the scenes, the Hamilton-Leclerc dynamic remains respectful. No tension, no drama. But let's be real. If Lewis starts consistently outperforming Charles, that partnership could heat up fast. And you know we'll be watching every second. After 12 years at Mercedes, switching to Ferrari isn't just about changing teams. It's about resetting everything. Every engineer, every setup, every instinct. The psychological reset has been just as difficult as the physical one. Hamilton's entire way of thinking has had to shift. It's this adaptability, the mental flexibility of a champion, that may yet be his greatest asset. And let's not forget, 2025 isn't a one-team show anymore. The technical regulations have tightened the grid, and even a small improvement, like Hamilton finally gelling with his car, could change everything. So what's next? The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Fast straights, high-speed corners, zero margin for error. Hamilton says he'll start with a strong setup and avoid unnecessary changes. He's aiming for a clean, confident weekend. Could we see a podium? A win? Could Lewis Hamilton, in a Ferrari, finally stand on the top step? Don't count him out. Let me throw it to you. Has Hamilton finally cracked the code? Can he take the fight to Leclerc, Norris, Russell, and yes, even Verstappen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them all. And if you loved this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Formula One stories, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single race breakdown. Thanks for watching, and remember, if Hamilton wins in red, we'll be right here to tell you the story.